If you're gonna be a cowgirl, you gotta be tough.
The best thing about being a teen girl is getting to have a cowgirl summer. Oh, this is the Pure Boys, a Christian podcast, but God told us to change. Oh, so for the summer we're watching cowgirl flicks. Oh, get in the action, feel the attraction. Horses and teens, oh what a dream. I wanna be free, yeah, free to ride some horses.
Man,
I feel like a cowgirl. This is our summer theme song.
YAAAAHH WEH! What's up, Fudge Packers? Welcome to Cowgirl Summer!
Yeehaw, Fudge Packers. I got a lot of back sweat already, and I have the little markings of having to pee.
And I was a race car driver, go around and around and then...
No.
Wrong show? Oh, I'm so sorry. I crashed
People
into
don't
the
know.
mall. Oh, God.
I crashed into a wall.
Hey, what's up, everybody? All you Fudge Packers out there in Fudge Pack land. This is the Pure Boys Podcast. I'm Zachariah Ty Bryant.
And I am Jonathan Toilet, and I truly hope this is Fudge Packer land for you and me.
I'm pretty sure that's what Jimi Hendrix was singing about when he referred to it as Electric Ladyland. It was originally called Fudge Packer Land, but the music industry stepped in and was like, you can't call a song "Have You Ever Been to Fudge Packer Land?" You got to change it to something sexy.
A bunch of white squares put their fingers in Jimi Hendrix's face and said, "No Fudge Packer."
That's right. They said, you change it to Electric Lady. And he was like, I guess. All right. Sure.
That sounds cool.
Sounds better than Fudge Packer Land, I guess.
But Fudge Packer was his.
Well, yeah. Jimi Hendrix, OG Fudge Packer, the original. Look it up.
Well, he really propped up the community.
Yeah, he really brought awareness to the community for sure.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, hey, you can be a Fudge Packer and slay on this guitar.
Yeah, you can definitely do both.
Yeah.
Probably at the same time, even.
Yeah, it's probably hard to slay the guitar, but yeah.
Well, if you had like a curtain, right?
Okay, I'm listening. I'm turned on, yeah.
And then you had a guitar.
Yes.
And that's probably the things you need, right?
A curtain and a guitar. Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
you
for
definitely,
Fudge Packer.
if you're going to slay, you need a guitar.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Crash into the mall.
Could you pack fudge with your mouth?
Nope, I don't think so. I don't think that's
I think
possible.
It's possible.
Could you light
Slitheracci could do it.
Could you light someone's fudge factory on fire and play that with your teeth while it burned? Jimi Hendrix style?
No, I couldn't.
Well, fair enough then.
Richard Karn.
Richard Karn stars in 2000 and question marks 18 maybe 2020. Are you kidding me? Wow.
I think it was a recent flick.
I think you're right actually. But hey, this week we're watching Horse Camp, a love tale. That's right. We're headed back to Black River Ranch. BR. We're back.
BR.
And we're back.
BR.
BR.
How does it go?
BR. Yeah, that's it.
BR.
Yeah, that's the one.
Okay. I got it. Black River Ranch.
Hey,
I want to go.
the counselors have announcements. They have them all the time.
Which we don't get to until like a third of the way through this movie, which was fricked.
Yeah, this movie just didn't really... They didn't nail camp life the way they did in the Horse Rider. What was the what other one called we watched?
Horse Camp? No, Horse Dancer.
Horse Dancer. Yeah, that's it. The Horse Dancer. That girl is in this movie. Pretty much everyone from the last movie is back in this movie. Although her role is extremely diminished, and they give some scenes to her friend when they should be her scenes. I was just disappointed. Yeah. We didn't get a lot of her in this movie, but, you know, that's okay.
She's on the fringe. and she's just a part of camp now, I guess.
I guess. But I feel like she should, the way she was set up in the last movie is like, yeah, she should have a bigger role. Anyway, we're getting too far into this. We need to start the way we start all of our podcasts, and that is with the Pure Boys prayer.
God bless our podcast. God bless all podcasts.
I love you.
We love you.
I love you.
I love you.
Thank you.
But we also love you.
That's true, but we tell them at the end. Now, up front, it's just personal. We love yous.
Am I drunk?
Yous. I don't know. It's Monday morning. You tell me.
I'm feeling loose and goosey.
Well, you were driving round and round, and whoa, you crashed into a mall, so...
Yeah, I was a race car driver going 25 in a parking lot, and then, whoa, I crashed into a mall.
Yeah, my barber told me that I had to shop, so...
I don't know the rest.
I don't know. We didn't come up with the rest yet.
Well, we talked about how at Foot Locker they're real referees.
Isn't that weird? How they're legally, by definition, those are legal, real referees. If a pickup basketball game broke out in a Foot Locker, those referees could step in legally and officiate the game.
Yeah, they're step-in officials. But they have to officiate or they don't get paid.
Yeah, damn right. Earn your keep, Bonnie.
Earn your sheep, I think was the original line.
I think you're right. But you know what time it really is? It's time for everyone's favorite segment on the show, and that is the
Kevin Sorbo Tweet of the Week.
All right.
All right, the year of our Lord, 2021, July 30th at 8:56 in the a.m. He's starting to take morning poops again.
Dump tweets. Let's go.
Yeah, getting regular. Okay, Kevin Sorbo has to say, mandate going to the gym and eating right.
He said, well, you know what's funny? He is tweeting from the toilet, and I was going to make a joke about him being like, bran is the most important aspect of your breakfast. Make sure that you get enough. But he's kind of already saying that. Mandate eating right.
Well, he is saying that, but also just stick to bran quotes. Like,
yeah.
Talk about bran more.
Yeah, stay in your effing lane, Kevin. Bran.
But what about our American freedoms?
Well, what about them? We're in Haiti, so we don't care about our American freedoms.
Haiti rules.
Haiti rules, bro.
I love this chill Haiti culture.
Hey, man, that's what Haiti's all about. Just hanging loose, hanging 10, surfing, you know, bashing the curl, dropping in.
We have gyms.
Yeah, we have gyms, but don't mandate us going to them, Kevin. Like,
or at least only do it for like 15 minutes a day.
I think the thing that annoys me the most about this tweet is that Kevin has a home gym. Kevin hasn't set foot in a public gym in years, I would wager.
And it's stocked filled with wet wipes. He doesn't have to worry about wet wipes at all.
No, or wet wipes. The wet whites or the wipes. No. He's got them both covered.
Yeah, he's got so many wet wipes. It's ridiculous. It's just like filled to the roof with wet wipes.
Yeah, he grabs his wife, Sarah Sorbo, and says, hey, can you start another movie with me and play a total B in that movie? And she's like, yep, no problem. Let me wipe you off, honey. Great work today in the gym.
I think he says he doesn't say co-star. He says like guest star, and you're going to be number 10 on the call sheet.
Do you want to be a featured extra in my new movie, wife? She's like, okay.
For subpar pay, no union.
No, you get carrots and hummus, and then you also get maybe a coupon to the cheap movie theater in town. At least that's what I got paid when I did extra work on television here in local Haiti.
Oh man, you did that in Haiti?
I did that in Haiti. Yeah, I got a little bit of. I didn't get my SAG card or anything, but I did get a. A
gas card.
I did get a $50 coupon to go to the cheap movie theater in town.
A $100 coupon?
No, 50. Just 50. 50.
That's a lot. That's a lot of movies when it's $3 a pop for a movie.
Yeah, it was probably only like $20 actually, now that I think about it. There's no way it was $50. There's no way they were giving out $50 coupons to all the extras. It was definitely like $10 to $20, I'm sure.
Okay, so it was like $5 to $10 then.
I think the best part about being an extra on that TV show is that because I was the new guy, nobody liked any of us extras, and they just treated us like garbage the entire time, and it was like, Hollywood life, this is pretty dope. I love it.
Hollywood and Haiti.
Hey,
what a life.
Haiti would, you know?
Did you have to hold lights or booms or anything?
No, we only got like 8 seconds left on this song, so we got to wrap up this segment real quick. All right, love you, Kevin. Bye.
Oh, you're such a stick in the mud. You can't live in a world where you hear out the rest of that song.
I don't want to hear how that song ends, because in my mind it goes on forever. And if I know the ending, then I won't enjoy it as much.
What if there's something crazy like a boo whip?
There's probably like a or something like that.
Chicken to China, the Chinese chicken.
Hey, you can't say that. I learned that from a Chinaman.
Quotes.
Did
Quotes
you know?
are good.
Did you know Stephen Page was from China?
What?
Yeah.
Which Stephen Page?
How many Stephen Pages do you got?
Well, there's Stevie P.
Yeah, that's BNL's lead singer. Yeah.
Yeah, there's P Daddy.
Yeah, P stands for pedophile. Yeah.
No.
Yes.
It stands for Page, as in Stephen Page.
So his name is Page Daddy. Is that what you're trying to tell me? Page Daddy.
Well, some people use their last name as their nickname.
Yeah, but they don't call themselves Page Daddy.
They might.
That sounds like a rich, snobby girl talking to her dad.
I call myself Toilet Daddy all the time.
Well, that's true. Yeah, that's true. But I can't believe you kiss your toilet goodnight.
Yeah, but like, who else is going to kiss it?
Well, you know what? When you're right, you're right. And ladies and gentlemen, we should mandate kissing toilets.
And going to the gym.
Nah, I'm a big fat lazy slob.
Eat whatever
I don't
you
care about
want.
it. Yeah, of course.
Well, I want to go sauna.
Sauna.
Yeah. I want to do a sauna. That's why I want to go to the gym.
I love that Kevin's like, mandate going to the gym instead of being like, get rid of fast food and all this processed crap that everybody eats all the time. Like, you want a solution for why people are so fat nowadays? Well, maybe it's all the garbage that they're like eating because it's cheap. Maybe.
I saw an article title today that said, chicken and beef does not give you cancer unless it's processed.
Well, good news. I love cancer. So eat me them chickens, please.
It might be heart issues. You know, whatever.
I'm going to get both, so I don't really care. It's all good.
You're going to get both?
Yeah, my body's rotting from the inside out right now. I love it.
We should take bets.
Who will die first? Okay, let's start the death pool.
No, if you get both.
All right.
But also death pool.
I think that you're going to die in the next 5 years. That's my bet.
I have to go to the Empire State Building in like 30 years, so I don't think I can do it.
Who are you, King Kong?
No, just a dude who has a plan to go there in 30 years.
Are you? I think you're admitting to planning terrorism.
No, I'm just going to meet another dude up there.
FBI, if you're listening, Jonathan Toilet Kid is announcing his plans to commit terrorism at the Empire State Building in 30 years. In 2051, protect the Empire State Building because there's a terrorist from Haiti coming to do something to it.
Well, the audio just went out very weirdly on this podcast, so they be listening.
Well, they be listening, of course. They be listening to all of us all the time. Hey, it's time.
I disagree with what you said, and it's just a meet cute. It's just going to be a fun little jaunt up into my favorite province of New York.
Okay, yeah. Would you say the Me Too movement was a meet cute movement?
No, because I'm.
Come on, that's some serious humor.
It should be on like not a T-shirt, but maybe like an arm sleeve.
Right. Hashtag meet cute. Yeah.
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 Should we get arm sleeves going?
Yeah. Should we just get those fake tattoo sleeves? You remember those?
Oh, those are so cool.
Yeah,
they look like shirts.
I worked at Shoppers for many years, and when those things came into existence, we used to wear them at work all the time. We would just we would buy, we'd steal them probably, and then just put them on, and then just wear them while we were working, and people would be like, that looks stupid. One time, I got henna tattoos done, and I got them to write Thug Life across my fingers, and then I had that for like weeks working at Shoppers. So every customer just saw my Thug Life tattoos. They were great.
Your 14-year-old Thug Life tattoos.
Excuse me, I was 18. I was legally an adult, all right? So legally I could get henna tattoos without my mommy's permission.
You didn't have your mommy's permission?
Nope. I did it anyway.
That's frick, man.
Hey, man, I'm a race car driver doing 25, all right? Doing 25
and then you
to
crashed
life.
into them all.
Well, I crashed into them all. My barber told me that at a shop, and so we haven't figured out the rest of the lyrics.
Do the kids even know what a mall is anymore?
I don't know. It's like, well, I guess maybe the internet is their mall.
Yeah, the internet is their mall.
The internet is their mall. If you've learned anything from this show, it's that the internet is a powerful machine, and it is their mall.
Yeah, I would agree with that wholeheartedly.
Thank you.
And I think we should etch that into every license plate.
Well, I would agree with that hoof-heartedly.
No, you're right. We should switch it to hoof-hearted.
You're right, yeah. Hoof-hearted. All right, now it's time for nobody's favorite segment.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's time for
so loud
To Tame a Wild Cowboy with Lori Wilde. Is that a sexy voice?
It's Lori Wilde?
That's the writer. Lori Wilde.
Have you said that before? Or?
Yeah, I've said it like most of the weeks.
Are you sure?
Yep. Are you ready?
I'm not ready.
You got anything more to say?
I'm also ready. I'm going to watch disc golf while you do this.
That sounds pretty hot. So, in order for Rhett to keep his baby that T is looking after, he is going to have to quit the PBR rodeo circuit. And he's so torn about that, but he knows that to be a good father, he's going to have to do the right thing, which is give up on his dreams and his best season ever, and then just become a dad and say screw it to all that stuff. But Tara came to him with a solution. She said, what if we have a marriage of convenience where we just get married and then we can raise this baby together, but we're not a real couple. We're just doing this so you can continue to compete and I can continue to take care of this baby and everybody's happy.
What a shot.
So they're writing up a contract for the marriage. So this is what they're saying. You're not putting this in the contract. It's your condition. It goes in. What is it? A no sex clause. He leaned forward. We're going to be celibate? Not celibate, no. So we are going to have sex. Humor rumbled through his voice with childlike enthusiasm. We're not going to have sex with each other. Tara's breathing quickened and her heart rate, oh, that was a freaking lightning bolt zipping through her veins like a runaway train. She moistened her lips, couldn't quite meet his eyes. She so should have thought this through before coming here. Let me get this straight. We won't be celibate, but we won't be having sex with each other. She said, you. He leaned forward, so closely she could smell his masculine scent and see the pulse at the hollow of his throat tick rapidly. We'll have an open marriage? Yes, she pointed a finger at him. That. So, they're planning on having an open marriage. So it sounds like that's going to happen.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's exciting. Now they're talking a little bit more. And she says, I understand you. Wonderful words she wanted so badly to believe in. And what is it that you understand, she asked Rhett. You think I'll just do enough for people You think if you just do enough for people, they'll recognize how lovable you are and do stuff for you in return. This is Rhett, kind of dressing her down and being like, I know who you are. His insight was a sword straight through her gut. How did he know? Well, people don't always return your love the way you expect them to. A sudden rush of emotion pushed up her throat, tasted salty. He'd nailed it and rendered her speechless. Rhett Lockhart was much more than a kick-ass bull rider with a handsome face. He possessed unexplored depths. It made her itch to don a wetsuit and do some diving. And that...
What a birdie.
Well, here's a real quick one. They're getting married now. This is what the marriage is happening. They're getting married.
The marriage is happening?
Yeah, we're just skipping right to it.
Oh my god, we're coming to the end of Cowgirl Summer.
Father Dubinowski is talking to them. He says, Rhett, repeat after me. With this ring, I do thee wed. Rhett took Tara's hand. His palm was as sweaty as hers. Together, the two of them could double as a slip and slide. Yeah. All right, well, that's probably it for Cowgirl Summer for this week, right? Probably.
Yeah,
yeehaw!
Ride 'em, cowboy.
Cowgirl Summer. We're gonna get to the sex chapter. Don't worry, it's coming out as a special. It'll
You
be
can't
good.
go right to the sex chapter.
You got to build it up. You got to get hard.
How many times did you get hard while reading this book?
Well, I was reading it around my parents, so all the time.
A lot.
Yeah, constantly.
I think I've asked you this question at least 3 times.
My favorite thing about when I was reading this book is that we were staying with my parents up at their cabin, and some of their friends came to visit, and I'd been reading out on the deck, and I just had the book out there, and their friend, the woman, picked up the book and was like, "Whose book is this?" And I was like, "Oh, that's mine." She was like, "What? What?" All right, put it back down. So take that, lady.
She didn't go, what?
She didn't go, Bronski.
That's what I would have done.
I know. But now, let's go. It's time for Horse Camp, a Love Tale. No music for this one.
Well, Be Your Own Hollywood presents.
Yes.
These title companies.
Be Your Own Hollywood. Phew, be my own fantasy, you know? Remember the Muscle Man?
It's just a couple of people with iPhones at camp, and they film a couple of things, and then that's the movie.
I mean, that's what this one felt like for sure. The last one, The Horse Dancer, felt like a real movie. This definitely feels like they were like, okay, we'll give you can get 2 hours a day to film in and around the camp, but you can't film here. You got to move here and blah, blah, blah. And nobody's allowed to be together. It's a very weird movie.
There's barely a storyline stitching this whole thing together. It felt very much like an advertisement for the camp.
Well, it 100% is an advertisement for the camp because at the end of the movie, the real people from the camp pop onto screen and go, "Hi, I'm so-and-so, and I'm Richard Karn, and this is our camp. Send your girls to our camp, please, God. Please, for the love of God, send them here."
Yeah, it's the cast of Home Improvement that started a ranch.
Correct. It's me, Zachariah Ty Bryant.
And it's me, Richard Karn.
Yeah, and it's me, Pamela Anderson, from the first season.
What if my name was Dick Kern?
Isn't it weird that Pamela Anderson was on Home Improvement?
No, she wasn't.
Yes,
she
she
wasn't
was.
One of those tool people.
She played the Heidi of the first season.
Heidi Klum?
Yeah. Pamela
Didn't we
Anderson.
talk about this off air?
We talked about that off air, but we didn't talk about Pamela Anderson being on Home Improvement.
That's probably what started my affection to her.
Really? It wasn't all the nudes?
No, it wasn't the nudes. I didn't have internet yet. I had was Jill of the Jungle.
Oh, man, I had Jill of the Jungle.
What a game, eh?
What a
Finding
great
those
game.
apples?
A DOS classic.
Yeah.
That's great. We're going to have to talk a lot more about Jill of the Jungle off air. Did you have Cosmos?
Oh, man, we're going to get into it.
Did you have Cosmos Cosmic Adventure?
No, I don't think. Is that the pinball?
No, that's your little green alien with suction cup hands and feet, and you walk around collecting fruit.
Did you only collect fruit in these games? Was that the main goal?
Pretty much, yeah. What about Biomenace? What about Dukem Nukem?
All I had was Jill of the Jungle for years.
Well, that was enough.
And years.
Do you know what? She was scantily clad. That was probably enough for you.
It definitely was enough for me.
Getting her to do squats. All right.
Well, I'd come downstairs and my dad would just be
All right.
staring at Jill.
I don't need to hear you say I used to come downstairs. I don't need to know that.
Why not? Like, you
'Cause-
have to go upstairs to come downstairs.
I mean, hey, you know what? We're all someone's daughter. We're all someone's son.
America, baby.
America, baby. I have that written several times in my notes.
Did you like that the first, 5 minutes of this film is just scenes from the previous movie?
Well, it's not just scenes from the previous movie. It's the video that saved the camp in the previous movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's...
But also
and then them being like, we got 500,000 views on this stupid video. Yeah.
Yeah.
This...
But I think even after where Miss Lisa and Miss Sydney are riding...
No,
Miss
that's
Stacy?
that's new. That's not old footage. That's new footage. You can tell because Lisa put on a lot of weight between these two movies. You can tell the difference.
And, yeah, she definitely looks somber.
Well, no offense to Miss Stacy. We love her. She's head counselor. We love her.
Miss Lisa?
Yeah. No, Miss Stacy. No, Miss Lisa. You're right. Miss Lisa.
Frizzy hair.
Frizzy hair, don't care. So, I had to laugh though watching that footage from the last movie because they just blurred out that girl's face while she was riding. So even in the universe of this movie, that girl is anonymous in the video, but everyone's like, "Wow, it's gymnast, whatever her name is."
Yeah, Carrie Strug.
Exactly, Carrie Strug. Yeah. Oh my
and
god,
anonymous.
it's Carrie Strug.
Making an appearance.
Completely anonymous. Yeah. And then we get a real quick, absolutely awful title screen that just farts onto the screen. It's just horse cam love tail. And just shows up. The font is really crappy looking. It looks really bad and then it's just gone immediately.
Yeah, why didn't they use the font or the logo that they made for the poster? Because that looks cool and professional.
Yeah.
This is just white text and red printing.
Yeah, white text and pink writing for a love tale. And just none of it's pops off the screen. None of it has any depth. It's just all it's cheap. It looks cheap. Make your own Hollywood.
It looks like it was used in Windows Movie Maker.
Yeah, for sure. So then the camp is saved. Huzzah! And now 1 year goes by. And say goodbye to the gymnast because we're not really going to see her again after this. Even though she opens the movie, well, her stunt rider opens the movie. And then that's it.
Yeah, bye-bye. We're not seeing you again except for 2 or 3 lines.
Yeah, really disappointing. I was sad that she wasn't in this more because it was you grew you became a better person by the end of the last movie. I feel like you should be rewarded with a bigger role in this movie, or at least slightly equal to.
Well, no, they needed to give more time to Richard Karn. This was Richard Karn's time to shine.
That's true. If you're wondering who is the love tale about, tale spelled Tail, it's about Richard Karn of all people.
This was crazy. Because, again, the poster or the title has 2 horses, kissing or, nudging each other.
Nutting each other, yeah.
So you figure that this is going to be a love tale between horses, or at least the people who ride them, or something.
I love the idea of a movie that's actually a love story, but from horses' perspectives. It's the love tale is about these horses falling in love. It's all about these 2 horses.
It makes more sense to me than having Richard Karn, the most peripheral character of all these movies, getting into a love tale.
And here's the thing. They made Richard Karn's character literally mentally disabled in this movie.
Yeah, they did.
He's 100% mentally disabled, and despite him being a walking red flag, the woman he falls in love with is just I'm in love with you. It's why? What? Watching their interactions, we see the first time they meet each other, and watching all their interactions, you'd go, this woman would be he's a nice man. It's very nice that you employ him here. Thank you for giving him a job. Very nice man. He's got a kind heart, she would say. A Richard kind heart.
He got kicked in the head.
Exactly.
by
Yeah.
a horse.
That's the thing they didn't show you at the end of The Horse Dancer. Is at the end, Richard Karn gets kicked in the head, and then he's like, "I can only fix tractors now. I don't know. I can't do anything else. I like chicken."
Him being simple is no more pronounced than when his brother is in a scene with him.
Oh my
Because his brother
God.
out acts him and out chills him.
And out flirts him. Like his
Yeah,
brother,
oh,
his
yeah.
brother's gonna get laid, and he just met that woman. And his brother is much uglier than him and equally as gross, but he's still making it work.
I'd say probably 2% grosser.
Yeah, okay, I'd agree with that assessment. Yeah,
Yeah, just a little bit grosser than Richard Karn.
yeah.
I see where Richard Karn is coming from because his only relationship that happened before this was a 22-year marriage to somebody he met in middle school, and your life just doesn't evolve from middle school. You're stuck.
How old are you in middle school? Like what is middle school? We don't have that in Haiti. What are the years for middle school? Grades what? Like
I'd say
8 to 10?
Your age like 9 to 14.
Oh wow, okay. So that is a long time to
9
be in
to
love with
13.
someone, yeah. Well, but now she's friggin' dead. She's been dead for 14 years, Richard.
Yeah, what are you doing, Richard?
I don't know. But we'll get to Richard in a second here. First, we have to catch up with Miss Lisa and Miss Stacy, the blonde chick and the curly-haired chick from the last movie, who are, even though they became like best friends at the end of the last movie, in this movie at the start, Lisa is being like such a bee to Stacy. And just being like, because Stacy's like, I raised a bunch of money for Africa. It's a country full of poor people. And Lisa is not having that.
But she did use the money just to take a trip to Africa.
Yeah, I thought that was very funny that she was like, I raised $5,000 from my dad gave me $1,000, and then 4 of his rich buddies each gave me $1,000, and I flew to Africa first class with that money. And then zero mention of what she did while she was there. Just, I went to Africa.
Well, I don't think she did anything, and that $5,000 probably just got her ticket because it was first class.
True enough, hey, yeah. She probably just flew there, took some selfies at the airport, flew home right after.
Yeah.
But at least Stacy's trying to be a good person. She's like, I was raising awareness for Africa, that country full of poor people, which is a pretty funny way to describe Africa.
By being beautiful and rich and just going there.
Well, she's overestimating how beautiful and how rich she is, but, works work.
I'm sad that we didn't get a scene where she calls her father, because that was great in the last movie.
That was really missing from this one. There wasn't enough Republican charm in this one.
Yeah, there's not much of an issue or a thing to overcome in this movie whatsoever.
There's nothing in this movie. This movie is bereft of, any kind of conflict or forward momentum. We just tumble through some days at camp until it just ends. But it's not even the end of camp. The movie just ends at some point. You just go, okay, well, that was nice. Nice to check in.
And 45, 50 minutes into this movie, they bring up another person that is out of nowhere getting picked on, and one of the lead girls needs to be nice to her.
She's not
you're way too into the movie. Finish everything else up. Create a story.
That girl's not even being picked on. That girl is just not being included because she's quiet and doesn't insert herself into things. So the fact that they're like, hey, girls, you have to do better with this girl. It's like, well, she's got to meet us halfway at least. Come on.
Yeah. We're not being mean to her.
No, we have other things going on. How many people do you want us to look out for? You're the friggin' counselors. You look out for her.
Yeah. I'm trying to ride my frickin' horse at night. Do you know how hard that is?
I'm trying to learn how to ride a horse without holding the reins.
What does Miss Stacy want to be the best at? I do not get that.
I don't know either. I don't know. She constantly talks about being the best rider, and I go, but we've never heard anything about you competing in any kind of sense. It's just, are you the best rider in your own head? Because there's no evidence that you're the best rider. You don't even know how to ride a horse at night.
Yeah, if you're just trying to be a good horse rider, literally knowing how to ride a horse, you can't equate that to anything. You can't travel the world and compete against other girls in riding a horse.
Right? You can't
or
just
maybe you can.
Maybe you can. I don't know. I feel like we've learned so much about the equestrian world, but there's still so many questions left to answer. And I love that about the equestrians.
What is dressage? Did we talk about this?
Dressage is fancy horse walking.
Yeah, maybe that's what she wants. But she doesn't do any dressage in the whole movie.
She doesn't do anything. I don't even know if we see her riding a horse in this movie. Maybe once.
We do once.
But then
and she's just like riding around a track.
Yeah, she's not even doing anything fancy. There's no fancy trick riding. There's nothing fancy. There's barely even horses in this movie. This one, for the people who made the horse camp movies, the third one's not the best. It's not the best. It's okay, but Horse Dancer is like, that's a high watermark. And Horse Camp, a Love's Tale is fine. It's okay.
And we won't get to the first one until next year, maybe.
We won't get to the first one ever because I can't find it anywhere.
Oh no!
Not even like DVDs of it or anything. I can't. It's not streaming anywhere. It's not on PureFlix. It's not anywhere.
It's not on the BR website.
BR.
What does BR stand for? Beatnik Redding?
Black River. Black River Ranch in Minnesota or Michigan. One of them. Michigan.
About camp.
About camp.
No, there's no DVDs.
Nope. So a new girl is at camp this year. Her name is Kimmy. And despite being 16 years old, she looks like she is 48 years old.
Yeah, she looks like an old woman with a lot of years under her belt.
Yeah.
Probably a couple kids.
Yeah.
Probably a couple divorces, if I'm being honest.
Probably smokes a lot of darts.
She looks like a race car driver going, I don't know, like 65.
Yeah, and then... Whoa!
Yeah.
She crashed into a mall.
She crashed. This one crashed into a mall.
Wow. I felt really bad for her dad. Her dad is depressed. Like, clinically depressed in this movie. And she's just like, I'm off to go ride horses. And he's like, yeah, I'm just going to put some flowers on your mother's grave and then, eat some chocolate and then go home and watch reruns of Mr. Ed. And I was like, dude.
I like to think of him as sitting in his underwear with a bottle of Jack Daniels.
Yeah.
And eating marshmallow gravy.
Ugh. But also, like, you're a millennial, guy. Like, you're not that old. Mr. Ed? Like, where? First of all,
do video games.
Yeah, first of all, where are you going to find reruns of Mr. Ed? What channel is that going to be on? And secondly, yeah, just play video games and jay off. What are you doing? You got the house to yourself, my dude. Your daughter's gone all summer. Bust it in every room, my man.
It's probably streaming on Turner Classic Movies.
I guess. How much Mr. Ed do you think you're going to watch this summer?
That seems like a waste of time. You should probably watch video games and jay off.
Yeah, you should probably just smoke weed, play video games, and bust nuts, dude. That's what you should be doing this summer. Your daughter should come home and not even recognize you.
Or at least watch celebrities play video games.
Yeah, or at least watch celebrities bust nuts. Whatever, man. I don't care what you do, but watching Mr. Ed and eating chocolate is not going to be good for you. But everything we described will be.
You can watch the lead singer of Kiss play Pac-Man.
Gene Simmons?
Playing Pac-Man on Twitch all the time.
Are you kidding me? Is that
yes,
real?
I am kidding you.
Is that real?
It's not real.
Oh, because it felt real. I'll be honest. It felt like a real thing when you were saying it, to the point where I was like, I might have to watch that. Gene Simmons, the atrocious human being Gene Simmons playing Pac-Man, the most boring game ever? Well, that sounds a winning combination.
Well, it seems like it would be plausible for him because he does anything for money.
That's true. Yeah, if there was some like new Kiss-sponsored Pac-Man game coming out, Gene Simmons would definitely play it on Twitch.
And Zachary just said new, not nude.
Right, yeah. If there was, well, all Pac-Man games are nude Pac-Man games.
You sure? What about the bow tie?
Well, I'll tell you what, I don't know what that bow tie is covering, I guess. Yeah, maybe not.
Maybe it's covering Ms. Pac-Man's woohoo Slitherati special.
Oh, her, oh.
Yeah, it could be on her head. We don't know about
We don't know. What's a Pac-Man? Point at a Pac-Man and you tell me where its genitals are then. On this orb.
Jennies.
Yeah, where are the Jennies on the Pac-Man, huh? Show me where they are on this orb with a mouth.
Probably under that bow tie.
Probably right on the top of their head.
Stands to reason.
Yeah, waka waka, you know?
Gene Simmons, hit us up.
Gene.
Is it Simmons?
I think it's Simmons.
Cinnamon.
I only know that because of Gene Simmons' Family Jewels, my favorite reality TV show.
I watched way too many episodes of that.
Man, how much trash was there in the early 2000s in terms of reality shows to watch? How many after the Osbournes came out, how many garbage washed up celebrities got TV shows after that? Insane amounts.
We were covered in them. We couldn't get away from them.
Nah, you want to see what Jessica Simpson and Nick Lachey are up to? Chicken of the Sea.
I do. They're hosting Love is Blind.
Are they?
Well, Nick Lachey is.
Oh, are they still together? I hope so. They're America's sweethearts.
I don't think so.
No. Wait, does that mean Jessica Simpson?
Married to
Huh?
Milo Djokovic.
Okay, yeah. Great.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Great. So,
do you have a promo?
Like a promo code?
Yeah.
Yep. Use promo code PURE wherever you want.
Wherever you want.
Wherever you want.
That's our promise.
Hey, type it in and see what you get. And if you get anything, let us know, because we should be getting a cut of that.
Yeah, let us know for sure. Like, we have to know.
Yeah, we legally have to know, or else we will be arrested and put on trial.
Honestly, Kimberly isn't in this movie that much either. Nobody's in this movie that much.
Kimberly's in it enough.
But it's all these like small stories that amount to nothing.
What are you talking about? Kimberly and Riley and the rest of the girls in that bunk all want to get Richard Karn laid. That's their whole thing.
Yeah, they talk about sex way too much and way too much to Mr. C.
Like way too graphically describing what grapefruiting is to Richard Karn. And he's like, I don't think Bonnie's going to do that to me. And they're like, Richard Karn, it's 2020. She might grapefruit. So get ready, pal.
Yeah, and then Mr. C kicks down the door with like 100 grapefruits.
And he's like, get practicing. And they're like, we're 16, man. We know how to do it. We're pros already.
Yeah, we gotta like tell Richard Karn how to do it.
They're gonna have to, because legally they won't be able to show him how to do it, or else he's going to jail at the end of this movie, and Mrs. Jessica's husband is going to arrest him.
And it's not like you could just use a curtain and a guitar.
No, God no. You need a whole grapefruit for that.
Yeah. And space.
Yeah. Yeah. And a knife to cut that hole.
That's not a hole.
Oh, that's my wife. So Kimmy is tripping out at camp. She came to camp like 4 years ago, and then in between there, her mom died or whatever. Oh man, I loved it wearing the hat. It makes me so happy. And then, so she comes back to camp, but she's tripping balls because she remembers everything being in different places. But it's just like, well, your memory's wrong. Like, oh, I thought, where's the opera house? And they're like, it's over by the canteen. And she's like, well, I thought it was over by this. And they're like, no, it's always been by the canteen. And then they go to like the general store, and she's like, when did this get here? And they're like, this is the general store. It's always been here. She's like, oh, okay. It's like, what? Are you okay? Like, what do you remember about camp?
I feel like the people that own the camp, for real, had a bunch of bullet points that they wanted to be covered by this movie.
Yes.
And the camp being a little bit different was definitely one of them.
Hey, watchers of this movie, you're going to notice that some of these things are in a different spot from the last movie. For continuity's sake, we just want you to know that they're not. All right? It's you who's wrong. We didn't move it. You're crazy. You go, thank you.
Yeah. There's somebody dressed up like George Washington, and he points at girls, and go, "You are crazy.
You're crazy. And if you tell anyone about this, they're going to lock you up." Because what are you going to say?
Wait.
George Washington appeared and told me I was crazy? Well, good luck selling that story to anybody.
Yeah, a winking George Washington? No way.
No way. Yahweh. One of the changes this year is that Mrs. Jessica is no longer working at the camp, except she does come back to work for the camp. Well,
yeah, when they tell everybody that Miss Jessica isn't coming back, I was like, well, they couldn't get her for this movie or whatever.
Yeah.
And then you see a whole bunch of Miss Jessica.
Yeah, then she's in this movie more than she was in the last one. She's like all over this friggin' movie.
She might be the female lead.
It is really funny, though, that, like, in the last movie, Jessica's, like, excitement is so infectious to everyone, and everyone's like, yeah, like, we're loving it, we're cheering. When I say good morning, everybody, you say good morning, Miss Jessica. And then as soon as she leaves, that spell is broken, and people are like, we're not doing any of that crap anymore. And if she comes back and tries to make us say things like that, we're not doing it.
You know what it is? It's the phones. They're allowed to have cell phones this year, which is crazy.
But they're not allowed to keep their car keys, which is pretty funny. It's like, sorry, can't have your car keys. Why? Why? Like, could we have had them before? Were we allowed to keep them before?
I don't know. And these kids shouldn't be having cars, going for joyrides at camp.
I have a line written down, and there's no way I wrote it down correctly. Like, reading it back, I go, this line is not correct. But one of these girls, the girls have to give their car keys, and Riley, who starts off as a mean girl and then quickly becomes everyone's best friend, goes, "No way, B. My car is my life." And I went, I don't actually think there's no way she calls her B. That would be crazy.
Hey, B.
Hey,
Come
B.
on now.
No way, B. No way, S.A. My car is my life.
She definitely says, my wheels are my freedom.
That's what she says, yeah. I didn't go back to get any lines. I just went with what my brain told me.
It's call me bullspit.
You bet it is, yeah. It takes almost 15 minutes before Richard Karn shows up in this movie. And if you're like, oh my God, we're only 15 minutes into this movie, don't worry, nothing really happens from here on in. So
yeah, we basically talked about all the highlights. I mean, Richard Karn's real brother, obviously.
Yeah. Richard Karn got kicked in the head between last movie and this movie because he can barely put sentences together anymore, and he just yells at people. He's just a lunatic in this one.
I feel like he might have got kicked in the head by a horse every single summer.
Well, he got kicked in the head again. I don't know. He just keeps getting kicked in the head. This marks 10 years in a row. Should we get him a plaque or something?
I mean, that should have been a trope throughout the whole each movie.
Yeah, much like the scary movies, each movie ends with him just getting kicked in the head by a horse.
And somebody falling in love with him.
Well, of course, a horse.
Yeah, well, you can't not fall in love with a man that's been kicked in the head by a horse.
Now that's a t-shirt.
He's just hot.
You can't not fall in love with a man who's been kicked in the head by a horse.
Yeah.
Yeah. We meet Bonnie Lightyear. Weird name, but he's like, that's a beautiful name. And I'm like, kinda. I don't know. Compared to what?
It's like Buzz
Richard
Lightyear.
Karn. It is like Buzz Lightyear. Yeah, Mr. Lightbeer. I love Toy Story.
I liked her name. I liked her steez.
She's
didn't. A cool old lady.
She isn't.
She teaches these girls how to ride in the dark, and I appreciate that.
And by these girls, you mean Stacy, because we never see her teaching anyone else in this movie.
Yeah, but you got to be thinking that she's whispering to other girls to ride at night.
Hey, you should ride in the dark. I go, what? Bonnie keeps telling all of us to ride in the dark. I feel like that's against camp rules. Yeah.
Oh, that's not safe.
She's the guest. For 1 year, she's come in as a guest. She's the head riding instructor for 1 season. She's a very decorated rodeo pro, and she's a buckle bunny. And
what does that mean?
Well, you can imagine what a buckle bunny is and does.
Well, I know what it is. I don't know what it does.
Yeah, you know what it does.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I'm right. Yeah.
I'm going to bed.
All right, man. Nighty night. You okay?
Shoo.
Me.
Wonder Twins. Ignite.
He's dreaming now. Listeners, he is fast asleep and dreaming about the Super Friends, the Wonder Twins.
Ignite.
By your powers combined, I am Wonder Twins.
They say that a lot.
Yeah, you bet they do. They're gonna take pollution down to 0.
Were you blown away when they went back to the real world and went into a real house with Jason London and Jessica?
I didn't like it. I didn't like their house, and I didn't like seeing how miserable their marriage was. Like, it just made me sad to take a peek into their life and watch an exasperated man talk to her and just be like, you gotta shut up about this camp, lady. Like, you're not working there anymore. And she's just like, oh my God, can you believe now it's time for announcements? I'm doing all this stuff. And he's just like, we have a serial murderer in this town. I'm trying to solve this crime. I don't care about the announcements.
I'm a sheriff. I don't have time for your stupid camp.
I'm the
That's exactly what he's saying without saying it. Like, shut the heck up.
He looks like he's at his wit's end. And they're 1 year in, not even 1 year into marriage at this point. And he's just like, I don't know what I'm doing.
And it doesn't help that he has a lot more gray hair than he did in the previous movie. Jason London's looking old as frick.
They're both looking super old. Like, I don't know if you saw Miss Jessica's hands, but they look like they've aged 35 years since we saw her last. They're puffy and veiny, and they just, like, what happened? Jessica, you need to live on that ranch forever, apparently, because if you leave, you start to age. It's the portrait of Dorian Gray.
Or at least get some good creams.
Yeah, get your cream on.
Like, there's so many good creams out there. Miss Jessica, get yourself some cream.
Why didn't Miss Jessica come back to work at the camp this year? It's never said why. She's just like, I love the camp. I want to get married at the camp. Now, bye forever, camp. I just don't get it.
I think she felt she's a married woman now. It's time to go. They're almost thinking about children at 50. And this is family time.
Maybe it's time, yeah. Well, they say that she has a kindergarten job. Like, her kindergarten job is going to keep her busy in the mornings. But it's like, in what sense? What is she doing right? It's summertime. What kindergarten is going on?
Well, there's summer kindergarten for all the bad kids.
For all the dumb kids that failed kindergarten.
Well, they couldn't cope. They couldn't get along.
Time to get your finger painting up. Get your fingers in that paint and paint this thing.
It's about relationships, Zachary.
Oh, it is about relationships. You know what? Other than love, the most important thing in this world is kindness. All right?
And yes.
And yes. Yas, queen. Yes, queen.
Yes, I'm super picky.
Yes, queen. Put that on my tombstone.
Karn, Richard Karn.
And her stupid husband says something like, oh, I'm just busy protecting the whole county. It's like, bro, you're like a small town sheriff in BF nowhere. Like, what are you doing to protect the county? For real.
He has to protect the whole county.
On a day-to-day basis, you tell me what you're doing to protect the county, Mr. Man. I guarantee the most you do to protect the county is you occasionally pull over people for speeding. That's it. So don't act like you're shutting down drug cartels in nowhere, Michigan, dude. You're not doing anything.
Well, he's probably saving buildings from being peed on.
He's probably writing people tickets for spitting on the sidewalk. You know, like a hero would.
And then he pushes them in his squad car and then pees where they just peed.
Yeah, on them, right on their pants.
Did they pee on themselves? Then yes, he peed on them.
Yeah, well, everyone, you know, no matter how much you shake and dance, the last 2 drops go in your pants, you know, so.
That's very true.
That's very true.
Did you learn that from a toilet?
I learned it from following the hashtag defund the police.
I don't think they tweet about pee all that much.
Well, you'd be surprised.
Okay.
From coast to coast, BR girls are the most, says the lyrics of a song, but it never extrapolates further. It just, what does that mean? From coast to coast, BR girls are the most. The most what?
Most what?
The most riding horses.
A riding dare.
A riding dare.
Mm-hmm.
Well, okay.
What's Don't Tell Me What I Know from? Who says that?
Don't tell me what I know.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's the lunch lady.
Oh, yeah. Gwen, my favorite character in this movie.
Best character in this whole gosh darn movie.
Yeah.
She is very rude.
I love that they were like, let's give Gwen more lines in this movie. What will they be? Let's just have her scream food. Okay. Sounds great. Like, for some reason, Miss Lisa hates this woman, Gwen. And Gwen is the chef, the only chef for the whole camp, and is just screaming like, meatloaf! And all the kids go get meatloaf, and Miss Lisa's like, she's got to cut that out. She's been doing this for 40 years. She can't keep yelling what the food is. And Gwen rightfully is like,
don't tell me what I know.
Well, and I love that she's like, this isn't your kitchen, Gwen. And Gwen's like, this is my kitchen. What are you talking about? Get out of here, loser. And Lisa's like, yep, you got me. I'm a loser. Bye.
I have to believe that that's the real kitchen person.
No, I think they show the real kitchen person at the very end of the movie, because there's just this woman standing with the group of real people, and I go, well, that's probably the chef. That's probably the lady who screams.
It might be the lady that screams. I cannot believe that these actors are not the real people from the ranch. Like, I thought Mr. C was going to be Mr. C for real.
But it is a guy named Mr. C, and Richard Karn plays a real guy. The guy, the whatever. I still don't know what that guy's name is, because every time he's on screen, I just write Richard Karn, so I didn't catch his name. Do you know what it is?
I think it's Richard Karn. Oh, you think his real name?
Is the character's name? What's the character's name?
Yeah, the real character's name is Richard Jerry.
Jerry, yeah. So at the end of the movie, it's like, hi, I'm Mr. C. And then a guy goes, hi, I'm Jerry. And you go like, oh, these are just real people at this camp. Well.
But then he says short for Jerry Can. And that was kind of weird.
Yeah. My name is Jerry, short for Richard Karn. That is shorter.
Do you know that Karn is spelled with a K? What is up with that?
Yeah, of course it is. It's always been spelled like that.
I thought it was a CERN.
Well, his middle name is Cream Corn, and both of those are spelled with K's too.
What?
Yeah, his initials are RKKK.
No.
You know what I was most disappointed about in this movie?
No.
That none of the horses are named Peppermint, because I think that's the best horse name.
Yeah, but that's so played out. That's so 80s.
Hey, man. I'm just trying to be a cutie, all right? I'm just trying to say that Peppermint is the best horse name.
You're very cute.
Thanks.
You're the cutest man. I don't get to see your cute shoulders today, but you're very cute.
Butt? You want to see my cute butt?
Cute butt. Cute butt.
Cute butt. Oh, no? Okay, all right. Here's where I have. Lisa's always talking about being the best rider. No, Stacy's always talking about being the best rider, but like best rider in what? So we got to that.
Yep. We sure did.
Bonnie wants her to remember what it means to love to ride. Okay, I guess. Teach me how to ride. Dark. Yeah, ride in the dark and learn how to love it.
And then it's not even dark, it's just dusk.
Yeah. And then even then, it's like, she'll be fine.
Like, doesn't she have to ride with a light or something? Like a glow vest?
Yeah, what if there's coyotes out there? Coyotes.
There's probably a lot of coyotes. I think this person doesn't want to teach her how to ride better. She wants her to die.
She wants her to F off. So she just keeps going like, take your hands off the reins. Ride at night. Take a long walk off a short pier.
So she can be the lead horse counselor next year, too.
If Stacy's dead, then I can just marry Richard Karn and live on this horse farm.
That's a whole different movie, and I feel like we could cut some stuff together.
Yeah, I think so, too. But we won't, but we could.
Yeah. Are there any menacing looks in this movie?
I don't know. I'm not sure. From Gwen, certainly.
Oh, yeah, definitely from Gwen. Yeah. Right at night.
Yeah, right at night. Meatloaf.
Do you like Meatloaf? The singer?
I do like... Oh, the singer? Yeah, I like Bat Out of Hell.
Okay, what about the food?
Love the food. Meatloaf, great. Top 30 food. It's right up there.
What kind of mood? What kind of mood do you have?
What kind of mood do I have? Good. Good mood.
Good mood. Beef dish.
Good mood.
In mouth.
Meatloaf. You know.
I like to call it beef dish.
Beef dish.
Yeah.
Well, you're not wrong. It is a beef dish. It's a duck blur.
A beef dish is better served cold.
That's an old Klingon proverb. You're right. Hey, may the force be with you. You know? Right now, Johnny is... Oh, he's trying to do that thing. All right, here, I'll put my hands up. I'll put my palms together and split my middle two fingers apart. You put your palms together. Hold them up to the camera, and then it'll look like a...
Man, this is good
vagina.
TV.
This is
I'm
really...
trying, but my lighting's not working.
Well, you're only using one hand, too. That's not how it works. You need to have both hands. You take your middle finger and your bottom and your ring finger, and you spread them apart, and then you put them in the opposite, and you look through the middle, and it looks like a vagina. That's pretty good.
If you look through the middle, then it looks like a vagina.
Can you see me right now?
No.
No? Oh.
Yeah, I can.
Hey, there I am. Hey, buddy. That
I
was
can
fun.
see your whole face.
Thanks. So Mrs. Jessica shows up at camp. Everyone hates her, and so Lisa bumps her down to junior counselor, which was pretty funny. And she's like, "You're the junior counselor, so wear this blue shirt and shut up and stop being so annoying."
Well, you got to lay down the law as the head counselor, except for I do not agree with these campers being able to use their phones.
Me neither.
Nay.
Hey, as a horse would say, nay. Or as the lyrics to any of the songs in this movie would say, na 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 na.
Announcements.
Oh, announcements. Loved it.
Did you?
Do you want to do it again?
Yeah. Announcements.
The horses have another one.
I am falling into this couch.
Yeah,
I'm going to get eaten up by this couch.
I just see horses behind you, man. I'm tripping.
I'm in such a lazy position. I'm basically laying down. My butt's in the air. I'm ready for the air.
Why did you do that?
Because I'm tired.
That's fair. Yeah. So then a bunch of the camp counselors make a plan. No, a bunch of the kids at the camp make a plan to get Richard Karn laid. And they're like, let's get him laid. Let's get him freaking laid. And so they're setting him up with Bonnie and being like, he needs to talk to her more. But anytime he does talk to her, he's like, I like chicken. She's like, okay, are you okay?
Imagine how he was with Pamela Anderson. You think he was the same way?
Oh, a mess. Definitely.
Sweating buckets behind the stage at Home Improvement.
I like that he yells, I like chicken. And her response is, yes, chicken is good. Wow.
Go with the brother.
Pat him on the head while you're talking to him, why don't you?
Treating him like a little child. But hey, whatever.
Yeah. I have Richard Karn is a mentally disabled person in this movie, and so far all their interactions wouldn't prove me wrong.
It's more like a person who's trying to get somebody to ride at night.
Yeah, without reins.
Rather than a love tale. It's definitely more like a like tale.
It's more like a duck blur than anything else.
Yeah, they should have called this horse camp a duck blur.
I would agree. That'd be a better name.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Although Richard Karn does have a great line in this. So their whole thing, she's like, Bonnie's like, hey, do you want to go for a ride? Do you want to ride these horses with me? And he's like, I don't know how to ride a horse. I've never ridden a horse. And she's like, you've worked at a horse camp for 10 years. What do you mean you don't know how to ride a horse? He's like, I fix tractors. Every year I get kicked in the head by a horse.
Yeah.
I used to know how to ride a horse, but it got kicked out of my head like 7 years ago. So I don't know how. So she's like, well, I'll teach you. So then there's a shot of him, Richard Karn, real Richard Karn, riding a horse, which if you told me that was actually his first time riding a horse, I'd go, yeah, I'd believe that. But then she goes, how you doing up there, Richard Karn? And he goes, I'm just getting my horse legs. And I thought that's a pretty good line. I don't mind. That's a good line, Richard Karn. Good job.
Yeah, because you're using your hips more.
Yeah, exactly. He keeps humping the saddle.
But that's why he's so good at it. Because he has like the strongest hips around.
Yeah, he keeps trying to put his mouth around the saddle horn, and she's like, no, you don't have to do that.
He's built up his strength so much from getting kicked in the head from a horse.
He's so strong.
He knows how to brace now. He does like planks every single day.
Oh yeah. Well, and his skull has a bunch of plates in it, so he's strong.
Oh yeah, he's so strong. He was so worried about getting crippled by a horse, and it happened like almost every time.
Oh yeah. I guarantee that he's got so many metal plates in his skull that sometimes when the horse kicks him in the head, Gwen in the kitchen goes, "Dinner time!
Meatloaf!
Meatloaf! We're turning these horses into meatloaf!"
I just figure they have hot dogs and meatloaf every single day.
I mean, that sounds great to me.
For like 11-year-old child, hot dogs and meatloaf every day? Yes, please.
Yeah, Yas Queen, get an abortion.
Coffee for breakfast.
Oh, Yas Queen. I like that the kid's plan is like, okay, so that first date went really well, but he's not trying to get her hard enough. So what if we bring in his brother to flirt with her, and then he'll have to fall in love with her, and he'll have to make his move. It's like, I mean, I guess, but also like, what if she falls in love with his brother instead because he's not mentally disabled? Like, what if that happened? Did you think of that, kids?
Which happened in the story that you're drawing from because your sister stole your boyfriend.
Right. It worked. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
But it works like a charm.
I guess, yeah. Like his brother shows up and he's like rubbing her legs and stuff. He's like, I'm just massaging her. And Richard Karn's like literally just yells, "I don't like this."
His brother looks like James Bond compared to Richard Karn. Richard Karn is just this little horse-kicked boy.
Yeah, with a head like a old pumpkin.
And his brother, also in a jumpsuit, is, leaning against a pole, talking real words and sentences.
Yeah, and he doesn't have loose skin and old balls like Richard Karn.
Yeah, he's very tight.
He's tight.
An old man.
He's the head maintenance guy, the head grounds guy at the golf course, which is, I guess, a more prestigious job than being the head grounds guy at a horse camp, I guess.
It very much is. People love golf. And he's also very tight-skinned.
Yeah.
And it's beautiful.
And he makes more money than Richard Karn, apparently, which, like, yeah, okay, sure, I guess.
Way more money.
I don't know how that's possible, considering Richard Karn works all year round, probably on that ranch, and you work for 3 months in the summertime.
Yeah, but, these golf courses pay out the butt for their greenskeepers.
The wazoo!
Out the butt, wazoo.
Oh. Oh, man, we totally skipped over, like, the most important line in this movie. So,
one piece of cake each?
Yes, correct. That is an important line. Mrs. Jessica's husband, the sheriff, thank you for your service, he gets brought in to mentor a girl who's like a young girl who's not really like fitting in at camp. Her dad, who was a firefighter in Detroit, died like the year before or something, and she's just not having a good time at camp. So Mrs. Jessica's like, well, you're a man and you're an authority figure and you're a police officer. Maybe she would connect more with you because her dad was a firefighter. And he goes, okay, I'll help. And so he's helping this girl kind of like, find her confidence and get back on the horse, as it were. And as they're walking around, he literally says to her, I don't know any firefighters in Detroit, but I know all the firefighters around here. And I just want to say, all firemen are heroes. Never forget that. He's like, all right, thank you. America, baby, Yahweh.
What if they suck in Detroit, though? What if they're all, like, slinging dope and, like...
Sounds like her dad sucked. He wasn't even smart enough to beat cancer.
Well, that's definitely true.
Like,
was that from the previous movie?
No, I don't remember which one that's from. I don't know what that's from, but it's from one of the movies we want. It's from, maybe not A Christmas Ranch, but the one before, like the sequel to A Christmas Ranch.
Yeah.
I think it might be from that one. But either way, I love that. I just love.
Same.
Yeah, same. All firemen are heroes. Never forget that as he looks right into the camera and holds up a commemorative plate that says 9/11 on it.
Yeah, USA all the way, baby. Let's build that tower.
That's right. Did the USA always dominate? You bet they did.
Why didn't they build 2 towers?
Just one's enough. They don't want to be greedy.
Yeah, but it makes them look so weak as a nation.
They should have been. Well, like Puff Daddy said, they're going to build 4 more new towers.
Are they?
Well, no. He said that in the song "Welcome to Atlanta" remix by Jermaine Dupri. He yells that near the end of the song. He says MFer a lot, so I can't repeat the full line, but he's like, "We're building 4 more new towers." Like, all right,
well,
pedophile
they
Diddy.
should have at least built 3. I mean, this is frickin' America.
Right? Bigger, better. What they should have done is they should have built 4 towers. 4
you
towers.
looked at your hand so long.
They should have built 4 towers all in a row. 2 of them shorter, 2 of them short, like the 2 on the left side short, 1 on the right side short, and then 1 in the middle super tall. So it just looks like a big middle finger to Al Qaeda and all the Saudi Arabians that bombed those towers that day with airplanes. Never forget.
Never forget. Also, build 4 towers.
Isn't it wild to think we used to live in a world that didn't have 9/11? That's a wild thing to think about.
Yeah, and, it was just crazy getting on a plane. You could just walk right on, as much metal on you as possible.
Nobody cared. Bring those toenail clippers on there. Good luck cutting a jugular with those.
Yeah, you could build a basket.
Yeah, you can build a basket right there on the plane. Bring the nails and the hammer. We don't care. The president's
What I
playing a
wanted to
saxophone.
say was bring a full bottle of water, but then I said build a basket.
Well, there's something wrong with your... How many times have you been kicked
My
in the head by a
brain
horse?
is broken.
Yeah. I'm Jonathan Toilet. I've been kicked in the head by a horse.
Toilet.
What we're saying is build 4 towers, New York, all right?
Why didn't they build 2 again? At least 3.
Call it the Twins Towers.
Do you think it was Giuliani?
Yeah, it was probably Giuliani.
Yeah, you're right.
Oh, hey, all the kids sing Baby Shark at one point, and I realized listening to it that that's the first time I've ever heard the song Baby Shark before. I was familiar with
first.
it. Obviously, I'd heard of Baby Shark through the zeitgeist and how much everyone hated it, but I'd never actually heard what it sounded like until those girls sang it right there. And it was like, oh, I see why dumb kids would love this song. It's very catchy.
I like it. I know it's dumb. I know it's simple, but I like the song. I think it grooves.
You know what? I don't know what it sounds like other than when teen girls sing it at a camp, so I can't agree with you, but I also can't disagree with you on what you like.
It bops.
It bops. Right. Richard Karn freaks out and yells at Bonnie. He is mentally disabled. I don't like this. Try harder, Richard Karn.
Boom, boom, ain't it great to be crazy?
Oh, my God. I have notes on that. Like, someone had to record that song and put a string section in there and a sick bass line, and then had to listen to all the lyrics and go, well, I guess that was worth my time. I guess that's what we're doing.
I think I remember this song from my childhood, and I love that song.
Silly and foolish the whole day through. Boom, boom, ain't it great to be crazy.
It's a great song. And you can say crazy.
I do think I said, ain't it gay to be crazy there. I do think I slipped up. Had a Freudian slip.
Yeah, isn't it happy to be gay?
Boom, boom, ain't it gay to be. You know?
I love that song.
Me too.
It's so silly and weird.
It's silly and foolish the whole day long.
Yeah.
Whole day through probably is what the correct lyric is.
You're still thinking with your human senses.
What should I be thinking with? Should I be psychically bonded with my horse?
Yeah.
Like, I love how she's like, you'll think what you want the horse to do, and then the horse will do it. And I went, no, it won't. What are you talking about?
Of course it will. Your meat is their meat.
You can't psychically bond with a horse girl. Yeah. Get over it.
What do you think they're wearing on their head? That's a psychic channel.
The horses? I thought that was their bridle.
No, the helmet.
Oh, the hell! Oh, I didn't even notice those helmets. You're right. Now that I think about it, all the horses are wearing helmets.
Yeah, and it psychically connects the rider to the horse.
That's pretty dope. Like Avatar.
Like Avatar.
Oh, man, I love Avatar.
Yeah, it's step 1 Avatar.
Yeah, it's step 1, make an avatar. Step 2, start a horse camp. Avatar. Boom, boom, ain't it great to be Avatar, you know?
Yeah, it is. I mean, make a bill.
Oh, make a bill. Hey, do you guys want a Happy Camper t-shirt? No. That was nice. That was a nice moment in the movie.
The gift shop is wildin'. Again, another commercial for this.
Yeah. You can buy our dumb crap at the gift shop. Oh, thanks. That'd be great.
We basically just have candy. They want to buy wine.
Yeah. I do love that she's like, can we buy wine? And the girl's like, well, no, we can't sell wine to the campers. I can't even buy wine. Or I can't sell wine to the campers. And then the girl goes, you're like a year older than me. He just calls her out. Well, she's not wrong. You are only like a year older than her.
Very true. I feel like this was another lesson for the campers at the actual camp.
Don't
ask for wine.
Even if you're only a year younger than the counselors, they're not 21, so they're not getting you wine either. Also, wine's fine. It's okay. It's fine.
Go to Mr. C for wine.
Yeah, he's got lots of it. Well, go to Mr. C for whiskey. He's got plenty of that lying around. Wine might be a tougher sell. Yeah, moonshine. He makes his own. He brews his own in the back. Yeah. Then, Richard Karn and Bonnie have a date that the kids set up, and it goes really well, even though Richard Karn doesn't know what's going on the entire time.
Or how to talk, or speak, or be in love.
The kids are going out of their way to make him seem like he's mentally disabled. Like they set up this date. They give Bonnie a note from Richard Karn that he didn't write. That's like, come meet me for this and blah blah blah. And then she goes up to him and is like, hey, I got your note. I'll see you at the picnic tomorrow. And he's just like, what are you talking about? I don't know what note. I don't know what you're talking about.
Copyrighted.
I just love that they just, and then they're at dinner and she's like, this was a really sweet idea, and he's like, it sure was from somebody. I don't know who did this. You look insane, Richard.
I want to cut up this movie and just have the scenes of him talking to isolate how crazy they are.
I want to have the scenes of him talking in this movie compared to the scenes of him talking in the last movie, because, again, it was a brutal head kick from a horse in the year in between those two things.
Or head kicks.
Oh, bend it like Beckham.
Ben Stein's money.
So Bonnie and Richard Karn kiss, and it's very sweet. It's a sweet moment.
Wet.
It's hot and wet. Yeah. And then all the kids are in their cabin dreaming about their dream guy, being like, oh, I wish one day I could find a man like Richard Karn, and
400 pounds,
mentally disabled, a cracked skull in 10 places. Yeah, I wish I could find
larger
a guy like
than
that.
A house.
Clifford the Big Red Dog.
I think they're describing a horse.
I think they're describing Clifford the Big Red Dog.
Yeah,
6 foot donger, long beautiful hair, big old donger, big old horse nuts. Can't speak. A muscular male creature I can dominate as a 16-year-old girl.
Big beautiful eyes.
Oh, so powerful, rippling muscles, but I get to dominate it and control it. That's the dream of every cowgirl.
Yeah, to dominate.
To dominate a buff man. It's 100% what cowgirls, that's what horse girls' lives are about. That's why women love horses as much as they do, because they get to dominate a powerful man creature. That's 100% what it is.
But they'll never ride in the cavalry.
No, God, no. And they'll never shoot in the army or fly in the,
army.
Yeah, dance in the ice capades.
Ice cream.
Crash into the mall. They're not going to do any of that stuff. But
they might crash into a mall if these millennials would even know what a mall is.
Yeah, if these millennials would stop watching reruns of Mr. Ed and start going back to the mall.
God, millennials are so old. It's not even them we have to complain about. It's Gen Z or something.
No, it's always going to be millennials with their avocado toast and their crippling debt and their dill and their just garbage world they've inherited and crippling debt and their dill. I loved how the girls were describing their dream guy though, and just all the things that they all pitch in. Like I actually went back and wrote all these down. So we got handsome, but not cocky, and a perfect smile, and a castle. Okay, fine.
Is that the girl that was ignored?
Yes.
I see why now.
It is the girl that was ignored. No, it's not the girl that was ignored. It's a different girl who was wearing these dope sunflower pants earlier. I'd like clocked her pants. I was like, I want those pants. They had like big sunflowers running down either side of them. I was like, those are cool pants actually, but it's that girl. I think the girl who was ignored says a perfect smile. I think that's hers. And a castle or a house on a lake, and he'll be really old, like 20.
Yeah, when they said like old and then another one backed it up by saying really old, I got kind of scared.
I got a little nervous because these girls are 16.
Yeah.
They're like, what's your perfect man? I don't know, someone my dad's age who looks like my dad and is my dad, but not my dad. So a dad that I can frick. That's what I want. Can I have that?
Big flappy skin under his chin.
Yeah, big jowls. 50-year-old
like a younger Richard Karn.
Yeah, I want a guy with saggy, soggy moobs and inverted nipples and what else do I want in my guy? A castle and
in my guy?
A 401k, and that's what I want. Financial security.
I like an 802k better.
I like a race car driver driving around the track.
Is this where I ask you what you thought of this movie? Just sort of end.
Hang on, we got a couple other things here. No, we don't. Oh yeah, I do have one more thing. So at the end of the movie, there's all this stuff of them singing and chanting and doing all this stuff. In the last movie, it was all of them together doing it. In this movie, it's just separated footage of small groups of girls singing something that isn't what's being played, and it's just ADR music over top of it.
That was crazy.
I hated it. I hated the ending of this movie. It felt so bad compared to the last movie, like The Horse Dancer, and how great all the chanting, because it's real. It's really them doing it. In this movie, I don't know who the hell they got for it, but there's a shot, they pan through the crowd, and there's a girl, so there's like, they're stacked in rows, so there's like 3 or 4 rows of girls, and they're all chanting and doing their stuff. There's a girl in the second row with no one around her, just picking her nose, and then you see, she's like picking her nose, and then she looks like kind of beside the camera and goes like, oh, and just pulls her hand down really quick and like looks right into the camera. Like clearly she was picking her nose.
You go, girl.
The director was like, hey, cut that out. Stop it. She's like, oh, I'm so sorry. So
might have been her parent in the background eating like donuts and croutons.
Yeah, digging for gold, if you know what I'm saying.
Maybe she was being taught to do it.
Yeah.
By a PA.
Yeah, by a talking horse.
It upset me so much at the end because they're like the audio in this movie was way better than the previous one.
Oh,
like, they
disagree.
had weird dubbing.
Disagree. This movie had terrible audio, but no. Bad in this one. Really bad in this one too.
It was worse than the previous one.
But that doesn't make like a 2 is better than a 1, but that doesn't mean it's good.
I'd put this one at a 3.5 out of 10.
That doesn't mean it's good. That's still bad. That's still a failing grade.
It's still pretty bad. But like to not have the song that they're supposed to be singing, and them mumbling something else, it didn't even look like they were singing anything. It looked like they were just moving their lips in a singing fashion.
Yeah, they were just saying watermelon over and over again.
Watermelon, watermelon, watermelon.
Yeah, exactly. All these kids are little rooskies.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, go on.
That's my Ruski.
Keep going. I want more.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes. Give me more. My
more like
wife.
A like story.
More like a horse's like. A like's tale.
Nobody falls in love in this whole movie.
No, I'm sorry. Richard Karn falls in love.
Well, yeah, but that's because he doesn't know what love is.
Well, that's true. And also, notice how I said Richard Karn falls in love, not Bonnie and Richard Karn fall in love. Richard Karn falls in love with Bonnie, but as soon as that
Barney,
but as soon as camp is done, Barney is gone. Barney's never looking back. She's a decorated rodeo rider. You will never see her again, Richard Karn. Bon voyage. She's gone.
And Richard Karn is sitting on his, stuffed
Thumb.
goose
Yeah.
in front of his fireplace and thinking about Barney.
Pulling on that gooseneck.
Definitely pulling on the gooseneck.
How many horses do you give this out of horses?
I give this 4 horses out of 5 spoons.
Wow.
And
terrible rating.
I just feel like somebody gave a list of bullet points to a director and say, hey, this is what I want our campers to learn. Make a movie around this.
We didn't even see the opera house in this movie. They talked about the opera house, but they never showed us anything in it.
But we saw Miss Jessica's living room, so I guess that makes up for it.
Yeah, we saw all of her family circus plaques in her kitchen for some reason. Why do you have so much family circus? It sucks.
So if you were at camp,
yeah,
would you watch this movie, and how many horses would you give it?
Well, first of all, I wouldn't be at this camp because I'm not a girl. I'm a woman. I'm a real woman. Hey, here, say that to my face, bitch.
Okay, so what is your mark out of stuff?
I'd give this movie like probably a 12 out of stuff.
Is this even a movie? Would you classify this as a movie?
I would. It's like a commercial with a romantic subplot in it. It's a sexy commercial. It's like a...
Is it even romantic, though?
Yeah,
it is.
It's hot. Their romance between a grumpy woman and a mentally disabled man is beautiful. It's a love's tale.
It is beautiful. I can't deny that. But I don't think it has, like, the basic points of a story.
No, it doesn't. Nothing happens in this movie. It's like a series of vignettes that don't add up to anything. And then just clapping and chanting at the end, dubbed in over footage of clapping and chanting that's different.
There's no climax. There's no denouement.
Well, I mean, one of us climaxed, but yeah.
Well, that's because I crashed into a mall.
Oh!
If you're going to be a cowgirl, you got to be tough.
I love you.
The best thing about being
We love you.
a teen girl is getting to have a cowgirl
Okay, bye.
summer.
Bye.
This is the
Gotta say, though, I'm loving
Boys,
Cowgirl
a
Summer. I'm
Christian
sad it's going to be done in 2
podcast,
weeks.
but God told us to change.
We're going to have to get back to God for real.
I mean, truly, we're going to have to get back to God. We've neglected him for a long time.
Get in the action, feel the attraction. Horses and teens, oh, what a dream. I want to be free and free.
Listeners,
to ride
and
some
Neil especially,
horses.
wait till you find out what
Man,
we're watching
I
next
feel
week.
like
We
a
have such a
cowgirl.
treat coming up for you guys next week. I'm so excited.
It's Yeah.